News 420. Technical difficulties. Lo-fi marathon. That's right. It seems like some semi-sinister forces might have sabotaged my favorite magical editing program, Adobe Premiere, so I do not have access to it at this moment. So, to make up for that, I'm going to do some super simple videos all day. I'm trying to do 10 today, showing that, like, man, if I made videos like this, I could do, like, 10 in a day. Anyway, let's get to it. We're talking about one of my favorite subjects, brown dwarfs. Science likes to call them failed stars, and I just like to call them giant lava lamps, somewhere between Jupiter and a sun. I don't think they're failed at all. Who knows? They could eventually be stars. They could have been stars. We don't know, because we don't know a whole lot about our universe, even though science likes to think otherwise, since they got the Hubble. Since that moment, they got pretty cocky. Alright, so let's get to it. And over here, I'll be showing you guys graphics because I know you have short attention spans. I do too, so I'm not judging you. Alright. What's it called? Oh yeah. Lone planetary mass object found in family of stars. And if you've been watching my channel the last 6 months, we've had countless stories of Planet 9, Planet X, rogue brown dwarfs with weather maps on it, strange Kuiper belt objects. Man, this news has been fast and furious. I can barely keep up with it. That's why I'm happy about Lo-Fi Day, because I can catch up. Here we go. A young, free-floating world sits alone in space in this illustration. Sorry about that. I usually cut out the throat clears, but I cannot do that today. It's a one-taker. The object called WISEA J114724.10 204021.3. Sweet. It's thought to be an exception. Low-mass brown dwarf, which is a star that lacked enough mass to burn nuclear fuel and glow like a star. Alright, go ahead, people who like to make fun of me because I'm from Texas and I have an accent and didn't say nuclear, the way you do. I'm strong. I can handle it. Alright now. In 2011, astronomers announced that our galaxy is likely teeming with these free-floating planets. Wait, is it a planet? Is it a failed star? How much do we really know about world creation and formation? In fact, these lonely worlds, which sit quietly in the darkness of space, without any companion planets or even a host sun, might outnumber stars in our Milky Way galaxy. Say what? No way. So you got brown dwarfs everywhere. I thought it was red dwarf stars that were everywhere. Did I get that wrong? I'm going to click the image. Alright. I'm clicking images and stuff. Where was I? I guess since it's 420 day, I have a hard time thinking. But wait. Yeah, I'm also making the video in the marathon in support of legalization and decriminalization of marijuana. I think adults can use it to their benefit in moderation. Alright. Well, I heard, you have to ingest a whole bale of haze worth of marijuana to overdose on it. And I guarantee you would fall asleep way before that. I mean, from what I heard, what I read in the sciencey textbooks and white papers on what happens when you smoke Mary Jane and listen to Tom Petty. Right. Where were we? Yeah, we got a bunch of these brown dwarfs everywhere. Though science can't find any within like 6 light years of us. Where did these objects come from? I do not know. But science can tell you exactly how old they are. Are they planets that were ejected from solar systems? Or are they actually lightweight stars called brown dwarfs that formed alone in space like stars? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out, man. I appreciate it if you guys can. Help me out and give me more awesome information. I'm now adjusting my screen. Let's change this picture. Hey, look, it's Tachi, which is kind of like Nibiru and Herculubis, but different. There's another Tachi. There's all the stars near us, planets and stuff. Rogue brown dwarf. Okay, I'll leave it on that one. That one's interesting. Supposedly that was the last free-floating brown dwarf they found like a week ago. I covered that story. You can click on the little boxy here if you want to watch it. And that showcases my highfalutin super duper best on YouTube editing skills. Where were we? Oh yeah, brown dwarfs everywhere. A new study using data from NASA's Wide Infrared Survey, Explorer-WISE, and the 2 Micron All-Sky Survey, or 2MASS, provides new clues in this mystery of galactic proportions. Scientists have identified a free-floating planetary mass object within a young star family called the TW Hydrae Association. Yeah, dude, so now they found 2 brown dwarfs in the TW Hydrae Association, as you can see in my last video. They found one, and now we got a second one. That is very interesting. And this newfound object, termed WISEA J114724.10-204021.3, or just WISE 1147 for short, thank you, is estimated to be between roughly 5 to 10 times the mass of Jupiter. That's crazy. Because, like, the people way back in the day, I forgot their names, they were ancient. They talk about Tai Chi being way bigger than Jupiter. They talk about Hercules being way bigger than Jupiter. And how could they know that? Because they were, like, farming carrots and stuff, and corn. And you may laugh at that, but, like, when was the last time you farmed corn or carrots, man? Like, nobody does that anymore. Like, when the economy crashed, like, 70% of people lived on a farm and grew their own food. So if we had troubles now, man, you guys could barely heat up Hot Pockets. Okay, sorry. Let me get back to subject. Yeah, I mentioned that it was a beautiful day outside. Okay. WISE 1147 is one of the few free-floating worlds, meaning it doesn't have a star attached to it, where astronomers can begin to point to its likely origins as a brown dwarf and not a planet. What? Okay, and at THORnews, by being a badass scientist, I have changed the rules. And the rules are, you know what a planet is? If it has an aurora, it's a planet. If it does not have an aurora, it is not a planet. Brown dwarfs can have auroras. So I would say they're planets. You're welcome. It's way simpler than like it cleared its orbit shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. Nobody can prove that ever. Alright. Because the object was found to be a member of the TW Hydrae family of very young stars, astronomers know that it's also very young, only 10 million years old. And because planets require at least 10 million years to form. Really? Really, bro? When did I, like, what the hell? Like, who came up with this? Like, yeah, dude. Out of the 6,000 planets we watched fully form, all of them took at least 10 million years to do it. Where do you guys get this stuff?
My calculator.
Yeah, well, sometimes your calculator's wrong, buddy. I would guess planets can form in single seconds. You guys need to get some imagination. Because without it, your science is dead. Well, jazz works without faith, and faith without works are dead. Alright, see what I did there? Maybe not. Alright. And because planets require at least 10 million years to form, and probably longer to get themselves kicked out of a star system. Okay. WISE 1147 is likely a brown dwarf. Brown dwarfs form like stars, but lack the mass to fuse atoms at their cores and shine with starlight. Okay, can I see some examples of these stars or brown dwarfs forming? My buddies at NASA, I would appreciate it. Sorry about the delay. This usually doesn't happen, but because it's a special day of trouble, we're dealing with it. And I appreciate you hanging in there with me. With continued monitoring, it may be possible to trace the history of WISE 1147 to confirm whether or not it formed in isolation, said Adam Schneider of the University of Toledo in Ohio. Lead author of a new study accepted for publication in the Astrophysical Journal. Of the billions of possible free-floating worlds thought to populate our galaxy, some may be very low-mass brown dwarfs, but others may be, in fact, bona fide planets, kicked out of non-incessant solar systems. I'm confused. Like, why are you really that worried about that? Like, whether or not it's, like, how you define... Okay, I'm too confused. I'll have to study it and move on now. Tracing the origins of free-floating worlds and determining whether they are planets or brown dwarfs is a difficult task. No, it's not. If you use my method, the aurora, or a planet's crown, you have a cool geomagnetic crown on your head, and then you're a planet. If you do not, you are not. Okay? Precisely because they're so isolated, these rogue planets, or brown dwarfs. We are at the beginning of... Sorry about that. Let me catch my breath. We're at the beginning of what will become a hot field. Ooh, I like that term. It's a hot field out there, baby. Let me cool you off. trying to determine the nature of the free-floating population and how many are planets versus brown dwarfs, said co-author David Kirkpatrick of NASA's Infrared Processing and Analysis Center, or IPAC, at the California Institute of Technology in Pasadena. Okay, yeah, like, I don't see a lot of difference between a brown dwarf and a Jupiter. If somebody could explain that to me, I'd be much appreciative. I think brown dwarfs are much redder than Jupiters. Jupiters are like orangerier and grayer. I know that's about the definition I know. And they'll say mass and something, and then like failed atoms versus just kind of half mediocre atoms or something. Elements. I'm sorry. I screwed that up. See, I do these live and I make more mistakes. That's what we learned today. But we already knew that. Astronomers found WISEA 1147 to be sifting through. Whoa, what was that? Snap, crackle, pop. Astronomers found WISEA 1147 by sifting through images taken of the entire sky by WISEA in 2010 and two mass about a decade earlier. They were looking for nearby young brown dwarfs. That sounds, they were cruising for young brown dwarfs. Hey baby, are you a planet or you brown dwarf? I can't tell. So lift your skirt and cough, brown dwarf. Recycled old joke that failed. One way to tell if something lies nearby is to check to see if it's moved significantly relative to other stars over time. The closer an object, the more it will appear to move against a backdrop of more distant stars. By analyzing data from both sky surveys taken about 10 years apart, the close objects jump out. Yeah, you got a photo for me, NASA? That would be awesome. Or like a movie of me watching these things do what you say they're doing. Uh-oh. Finding low-mass objects in brown dwarfs is also well suited to WISEA and 2MASS, both of which detect infrared light. Brown dwarfs aren't bright enough to be seen with visible light telescopes, but their heat signatures light up when viewed in infrared images. The brown dwarf WISEA 1147 was brilliantly red in the 2MASS images, where the color red had been assigned to longer infrared wavelengths, which means that it's dusty and young. What? It's not two words that are usually put together. The features on this one screamed out, "I'm a young brown dwarf," said Schneider. Wow, man, that is crazy. I'm a young brown dwarf. That's crazy. After more analysis, and wait, if Schneider's that excited about this young brown dwarf, he's got photos somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Or he wouldn't have heard it scream in his head. After more analysis, the astronomers realized that this object belongs to the TW Hydrae Association, which is about 150 light years from Earth. Sure it is. And only about 10 million years old. That makes WISEA 1147, with a mass between about 5 to 10 times that of Jupiter, one of the youngest and lowest mass brown dwarfs ever found. That's great. But you can't get back to the moon, but they can tell you the age of every single star or planet they ever see. Interestingly, a second very similar low-mass member of the TW Hydrae Association was announced just days later. Yeah, I covered that one. By a separate group led by Kendra Kellogg of Western University in Ontario, Canada. Another reason that astronomers want to study these isolated worlds is that they resemble planets, but are easier to study. Meaning, because they're bigger? It's easier to study bigger things than littler things, man. Especially when they're 150 million light years away. All right. No, I saw some thingy that said the Hubble telescope can see 15 million light years away. I was like, yeah, I don't know, man. They invented gravitational lensing, and then now I can see like 1 million light years away or something. I don't know. Science is crazy. Planets around other stars called exoplanets are barely perceptible next to their brilliant stars. By studying objects like WISEA 1147, which has no host star whatsoever, astronomers can learn more about their compositions and weather patterns. I would say lonelier people have stormier lives. We can understand exoplanets better by studying young and glowing low mass brown dwarfs. We can understand exoplanets better by studying young and glowing brown dwarfs, said Schneider. Right now, we are in the exoplanet regime. Whoa, it's a regime now? Like the Saddam Hussein of exoplanets? That's cool, man. That's what you're shooting for. I hope you catch your brown dwarf, bro. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Other authors of the study include James Windsor and Michael Cushing of the University of Toledo. Oh, I like Toledo. Isn't that a potato? And Ned Wright of UCLA, who was also the principal investigator of the WISE mission. Oh, I like UCLA. I like UCLA. Isn't that a tomato? NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, managed and operated WISE for NASA's Science Mission Directorate in Washington. The spacecraft was put into hibernation mode like a bear in 2011. And then, when I heard Lassie cry out, the old yellowhead dead, it scanned the entire sky twice, completed its main objective, and then woke back up in 2013 and said, I'll help you find your Earth asteroids so we don't have a space rock Armageddon, and we get our space program back up to ship-shaped top thingy, and that they can finally get toilet paper and ramen noodles up to their International Space Station. The $500 billion high-rise high school science craft in the sky. Asterisk low Earth orbit. The two-mass mission. I kid you, NASA and ISS and science. I love you, though. It's just I couldn't get in. That's what it is. The two-mass mission was a joint effort between the California Institute of Technology, Pasadena, the University of Massachusetts, Amherst, and JPL. Caltech manages JPL for NASA. Oh, really? WISE, NEOWISE, and two-mass data are archived at IPAC. You can contact Whitney Clavin. There's that email address, or call her, man. I'm sure they don't trace the phone call, so if you want to ask crazy quick, I mean, be nice, be polite, always. What was I going to say? Yeah, let's click through those pictures. So yeah, there's been a lot of brown dwarf news lately. Brown dwarf star. See, that definitely looks bigger than Jupiter. But wouldn't we be able to see one if there was one close to Earth? I'm not saying there is. I'm just saying, what if? Harrison. Dysnomia. I think Eris is a red dwarf or a brown dwarf, would be my guess. Whoa. Look, scientists found a giant lava lamp. Oh, national debt. But yeah, that's the whole thing. Is this just a distraction from our national debt? Like, now that science is talking about it all over the place, does that mean we should really start to notice? Or that there's something else we should be paying attention to? I meant to cover the story and never have, but one day I will. Cold black alien planet as darkest ever seen. And like, that's interesting, right? Dark matter, brown dwarf. Well, then wouldn't it be like a H.P. Lovecraft dwarf? Okay, I guess. So there you go. Yeah, see, Jupiter size, Gleesy. I know. I don't think we know a lot. Someone bring in Dodgy. There's Dodgy Dope. Well, last thingy. And then we'll wrap this up at, I don't know, however, 21 minutes. Okay, great. This is one of my favorite animations ever. It's all the brown dwarfs and stars within 50 light years of our sun. Co-store, Castor, the twins. That is crazy. And there's the galactic core in the middle. And we're just a little cloud of stars. Interstellar fireflies. Trying to run away. Or find our own place. Or we can all be happy and chill and live as one giant star field. So when I talk about the sun as living in a star field, this is what I mean. I don't think it's just one star as our binary companion. I think all these stars move together. Like fishes or birds. They're all flying together. Where are they going? I don't know. But I think it's interesting. And I do wonder if we will have any major, massive Planet 9, Planet 10, Brown Dwarf, Red Dwarf revelations anytime soon. I also wonder if the pole's going to keep wobbling. And if the weather's going to keep getting weirder. And our sun's still going to keep freaking out. Oh, and look at all these red dwarf, brown dwarf pairs. 2-2. I think the two red ones become a yellow one. That would be my guess. I don't know. It can't be that simple, can it? Maybe. But see, look at that. You always talk about the vectors and the triangles. So it looks like the sun's back wing needs to have puberty and turn into one yellow star. And then it's going to fly. And then when it gets so fast, maybe it turns into a white one. I don't know. I wish there were green stars and more blue stars. Blue stars are my favorite. Hey. Yeah, those are two brown dwarfs. Binary. So many binary stellar objects. This is brought to you by the same people we were talking about the whole article. Anyway, thank you for enjoying and enduring this 24 minutes. Nobody made it to the end, did they? If you did, say watermelon dwarf in the comments. Okay, that's just goofy, I guess. Anyway, I'm having fun today. Please forgive me. See you soon on video 6, where they're announcing that apparently there are billions of rogue brown dwarf planets flying all over our galaxy. So yeah, it's going to be kind of like this story, but bigger, or more mathematized, meaning more multiplied, or whatever. But there you go now. My brain's turned to jello. I don't want you to think that I was a dumbass, because I could not live unless all 7 billion people on the planet thought I was really smart. I may not be a smart man, but I know what love is. Internet. And I love you. Peace out. God bless everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the THORnews 420. Technical difficulties, low-fi marathon. That's right. It seems like some semi-sinister forces might have sabotaged my favorite magical editing program, Adobe Premiere, so I do not have access to it at this moment. So, to make up for that, I'm going to do some super simple videos all day. I'm trying to do 10 today, showing that, like, man, if I made videos like this, I could do, like, 10 in a day. Anyway, let's get to it. We're talking about one of my favorite subjects, brown dwarfs. Science likes to call them failed stars, and I just like to call them giant lava lamps. Somewhere between Jupiter and a sun. I don't think they're failed at all. Who knows? They could eventually be stars. They could have been stars. We don't know. Because we don't know a whole lot about our universe. Even though science likes to think otherwise, since they got the Hubble. Since that moment, they got pretty cocky. Alright, so let's get to it. And over here, I'll be showing you guys graphics because I know you have short attention spans. I do too, so I'm not judging you. Alright. What's it called? Oh yeah. Lone planetary-mass object found in family of stars. And if you've been watching my channel the last 6 months, we've had countless stories of Planet 9, Planet X, rogue brown dwarfs with weather maps on it, strange Kuiper Belt objects. Man, this news has been fast and furious. I can barely keep up with it. That's why I'm happy about Lo-Fi Day, because I can catch up. Here we go. A young, free-floating world sits alone in space in this illustration. Sorry about that. I usually cut out the throat clears, but I cannot do that today. It's a one-taker. The object called WISEA J114724.10 204021.3 Sweet. Is thought to be an exceptionally low-mass brown dwarf, which is a star that lacked enough mass to burn nuclear fuel and glow like a star. All right, go ahead, people who like to make fun of me because I'm from Texas and I have an accent and didn't say it nuclear, the way you do. I'm strong. I can handle it. All right, now, in 2011, astronomers announced that our galaxy is likely teeming with these free-floating planets. Wait, is it a planet? Is it a failed star? How much do we really know about world creation and formation? In fact, these lonely worlds, which sit quietly in the darkness of space, without any companion planets or even a host sun, might outnumber stars in our Milky Way galaxy. Say what? No way. So you got brown dwarfs everywhere. I thought it was red dwarf stars that were everywhere. Did I get that wrong? I'm going to click the image. All right. I'm clicking images and stuff.